Eugene. It's on, eh? Okay. My name is Eugene Anangwe. I work at TV10, and President Museveni mentioned the key ingredients of, a good integration process whereby he mentioned the market, infrastructure, and security. But we haven't heard much being talked about on how the region intends to deal with security threats, especially looking at what happened in Kenya just recently. So what is going to be done so that we have support from the region, the member states supporting each other in case of such incidents, and we don't have Israelis and other international people coming to support us. Thank you.
Well, dealing with the troublemakers, you have got a number of ingredients. Ingredient number one is preparing reaction forces which can react and deal with such a group. Secondly, information gathering. You should remember that these are not very strong forces. They are not really forces which are strong, but they use secrecy, infiltrate, calm, and kill people, targeting soft targets. So their medicine is essentially two. One, know what they are planning beforehand and act against them. Number two, in case you don't know, react quickly when they in case they strike. And thirdly, go to where they are coming from, because they must be coming from somewhere, and clean it up. These, in my view, are the three important ingredients of how you deal with this type of cowardly groups, because they just attack soft targets. You attack a bar or a shopping mall. People who go in a shopping mall, many of them are not political. They are just going there to have a nice time. If you want to attack, why don't you attack a barracks, or why do you go for those? So those cowardly groups, you need some of that element, that type of medicine, cocktail of medicine.
Did we miss that in the communique? Because there was something.
A statement there. We agreed.
Yeah, it was part of the discussion.
There was something we agreed on security there.
Yeah. You probably didn't.
You didn't capture it.
So there's.
Your Excellencies, we are going to clean up the communique and include that element as well.
Your Excellencies, my name is Maurice Mugisha from NTV. Mine probably is a pretty easy question, but will be the hardest to answer here, because the question is, you have a coalition which has been dubbed a coalition of the willing. But I want to ask a very honest question. What happens if one of the partner states is actually reneging on their docket, because we have different states taking on different dockets, and is actually dragging the process? And finally, why did this process actually take this long to actually kick off?
You want to answer that? You have any particular?
Anybody, Your Excellency?
Probably answer that.
Now, the coalition of the willing, I've not heard that one. You are the one who has started it. What I know, there is the East African community. East African community has got two main arteries in terms of communication. There's what we call the Northern Corridor. You must have heard of that. Why do you now change and you say coalition of the willing, and you leave the obvious description, which is the northern corridor. There's a northern corridor, Mombasa, Kampala, Kigali, Bujumbura, Juba. So here you have got the northern corridor. Now, in your malicious way, you have converted that into coalition of the willing, which means there are some other people who are not willing. So this is the northern corridor. We are talking about the northern corridor. There is also the central corridor, the one Dar es Salaam, Tabora, Kigoma. But this time, we've been meeting mainly to deal with the northern corridor. So please, that's more constructive, I think, for your purposes. But since you are not, you are never very constructive, you always prefer to use the other one. But this is my understanding, the northern corridor. And you must have heard, somebody must have told you that the time from Mombasa to Kigali is now 8 days instead of 22 days because of this forum of dealing with the issue that have been delaying transport. So take the northern corridor. Forget about the coalition of the willing. That's my...
I was asking, Your Excellency, what about the commitment to execute this? What if one of the partner states actually is dragging the others behind? What happens?
We have not had that. We have not had that here. At all. We have not had that here. Because remember, we are doing this for our people. We are doing this because we want our people to do business and make money and make profit and get our countries out of poverty. So why should anybody renege? Why? Why should you, unless you don't understand that this is for your people, this is for the people of these countries. The businessmen who will benefit are the businessmen of these countries. Instead of your lorry spending 22 days on the way, it will spend only 8 days. That means you will spend less on that railway, on that vehicle, and you will make profit. If our businessmen make profit, people make profit, the whole country benefits. Create more jobs, invest more. That is the issue.
And Mr. President, to add on, I think that's where now the issue of willing comes in. I think people they are willing, they are ready, they want, who does not benefit from the reduction of number of days a truck takes from Mombasa to Kampala or Kigali. So, and if there are any delays, I don't think they would be intentional. They could be for other reasons, and that's why working together makes sense. You can always keep examining what is it that is slowing the pace, and then we work on it. But the issue of saying, what if people do this and that, I think that will be taken care of in working together within the process that has brought us together to work together, and things will be sorted out.
Thank you, Excellency. Coming back to this infrastructure meeting, my name is Kennedy Ndahiro from the New Times. In this meeting, maybe Your Excellency is a bit too diplomatic, because going by what recently the Minister of East African Affairs of Tanzania, he termed this meeting as illegal. So are we seeing the beginning of a serious rift in the organization? It's open to...
Well, in my appointment as president, I don't conduct interstate affairs through the press. Because, you know, you as a pressman, you must have told quite a number of lies. So I don't know unless I get an official letter from the government of any country, I ignore what is in the press because much of it is lies. And I think, Mr. What's your name? Ndahiro. Oh, you know this man, Ndahiro means to swear, to pledge that you will do something. But there's also another name called Barienda Hero, the ones who eat the pledges. So we don't conduct state affairs through newspapers. You can't say the newspaper said this, therefore, no. If we want to communicate, we do it through documents, through letters.